Hey everybody, it is your girl Sierra Janelle, and I am back with another video. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Today I'm going to be dropping some gems about how I ultimately had to shut down business for about 2 to 3 months, which means no clients, no money, no coins coming in. So I am going to spill the tea about the things and lessons that I learned, what I want you guys to take away from this, and dropping some jewels as well. So stay tuned to the end. You're gonna get some valuable information. So without further ado, let's just hop right in, guys. Before I hop into today's video, I first want to let you guys know that if you've watched any of my videos, you know that taking care of the behind the scenes stuff is super important to me. Mostly I like to focus on the financial aspects of running the business, keeping up with expenses, keeping up with assets, but that is not all it takes to run a business, and this is something that I learned. And you also have to deal with the legal side of things, and I thought I knew that as well. You know, I have a business insurance, you know, I have making sure that I'm safe and clean and things like that. But getting into the legal side of things, sometimes stuff can slip through the crack. So I just want you to take this information that I'm giving to you very seriously, because me, like I said, I pride myself on the business aspect of stuff, and this happened to me. So just take this information. Don't take it literally, because things don't apply to your state. Things don't necessarily apply directly to you. But hopefully this gives you some information to do your own research, and things like that. I just want to kind of give this preface to the video, that do your own research and double check everything, because at the end of the day, I lost out on money, and that's how we sustain, that's how we eat, that's how we grow our business, is on money. So if that is out the equation, we're not having a function running in business. So just want to take a minute to say that, but let's just hop right back into my story. So yeah, it was a Thursday afternoon. I could be making it up, I'm not exactly sure. I was walking into my building, and when I looked on the floor, I seen a certified piece of mail, and I'm like, uh-oh, like, I hope I'm not getting sued. I'm like, okay, you know, I get mail not often, but from time to time. Mostly it's like ads or something like that. So I didn't really think anything of it or whatever. I took my client, I think we were doing like lamination or something that required me to like take a break or whatever, or something that required to take a break. So I am opening a piece of mail, because I'm waiting for wherever to process. I think it was brow lamination or something. So I'm waiting for that to process, and I open a piece of mail, and I gasp. I see attorney at law. I just seen attorney law. It had my name. It had my middle name. I'm like, how y'all get my middle name? I was confused. I'm like, what is this? What did I do? And all I could see is, I wish I had the letter with me, so I can read it to you guys. But long story, and I don't even know if I can. I'm just trying to keep it in my past, actually. So let's just leave it where it's at. But yeah, basically the letter said that I had infringed upon someone's name. I'm not going, if you watch my previous videos, you know what my name was. I'm not going to say it, but basically they said I infringed upon their brands, and there was a conflict of interest, and we serviced the same area, had the same name, and they had their trademark copywritten in 2014 or whatever. So immediately I go on Google, and I'm like, how did this happen? Like, I Googled, I used the government website to look up trademarks. I did not find this anywhere. Like, where is this coming from? You know, like, I thought I did my research. I thought I was diligent in that part. So I go on Google, I go on Instagram. I cannot find anything that is similar. at all. And like I said, you can go to my previous videos and see what my name was. So I tried different variations of my name and I could not find anybody. I'm like, okay, is this a trick? Is this like not real? Like, what's going on or whatever? So after I finished my client, I called the number that was on a piece of paper. Well, before I did that, I looked up the name of the attorney. The attorney was legit. So then I'm like, okay, let's see what's going on. Let's try to get this resolved. So I gave him a phone call and he basically said that he had a client and some of our customers were thinking they were going to one place and actually ended up in another place and vice versa. He told me that since we were in servicing the same area, and had similar names, that I was infringing upon this person's trademark. I can assume that it's a woman, but I don't know. So I don't want to say him or her. And I'm like, okay, he gave me some evidence to prove that this was the case. He provided text messages saying, I'm here. Why aren't you here? And which made sense because I have a Google business account. And I noticed like 2 reviews saying that I showed up for my appointment and no one was here. And I'm like, I'm pretty good with my scheduling. Like, I try my best not to cancel on people. If I'm not able to show, I give people grace and I give them a discount. But that has very rarely happened. So, I don't know if you guys know, but on the Google side of things, you can reply to people and say, what happened or things of that nature. You can reply to people who left your review and try to resolve the situation. So I reached out to these people and I was like, I don't recognize your name. I don't see your name at the time and place you said you had an appointment. Like, I'm more than happy to serve you, but I do want to get some additional information. So they showed me my name and I'm like, that's still strange. I don't have you in my system. But at the time I was using Groupon. So I'm like, maybe that's the case. Maybe something on Groupon didn't transfer, whatever the case is. Maybe, So when I got the call, I'm like, maybe that's what I was getting. And maybe they thought they were making an appointment over here, actually over here, vice versa, like I said. So yeah, I sat down with the attorney. I asked some more questions, but I didn't have all of the questions because I was scared. I was nervous. I'm like, I can't go to court. Like, I pride myself on my business. Like, this is embarrassing. I'm trying to rectify the situation before it went any further. So he answered my initial questions, but of course, like, I kind of want to make sure that everything's on the up and up because people scam out here. People try to collect money. I don't know what was going on, but I knew that I needed to get it handled ASAP. So I ended up hiring a lawyer, which again costs money. And she kind of walked me through the process, and based on her findings or discovery, I was in fact infringing upon someone's trademark, which was definitely not my intention, of course. But I guess when it comes to business and law and stuff like that, like it doesn't matter if you intend to do something, it happens. So what are we moving forward with, right? So she advised me to not take any more clients underneath that name because they could sue for potential clients that may have thought they were going to her. I guess they could have made the case because they had text messages saying using both of the same businesses in the same instances, thinking that they were going to one over the other. So again, she advised me to stop taking clients, shut down, and kind of regroup, right? So at that point, I'm like, I really like that name. I really like the branding that we did. I got a sign, I got business cards, I got flyers, I got all t-shirts, mugs, things like that had my brand name on it. And I thought it was mine. And I was starting to build a brand around that. So I kind of had to start from ground zero on what I thought I had and try to change it into something different. So during the process, she had to do her work on her side to make sure that my new name, first I had to come up with a name, right? Okay. So then when I finally solidified a name, I had to send it to her to make sure that we were ready to go. So mind you, my banking account has this information, my EIN number has this information, all of my business stuff has this name underneath it. So all of that stuff had to be changed. The sign out front had to be changed. Everything had to be changed, right? Which again, costs money. So yeah, that process took about 2 to 3 months. And again, I could not do anything about it. So I had to pay for the trademark lawyer. I had to pay to get everything reprinted, redone, rebranded. I had to pay for a new logo. I had to pay for new business cards. Had to pay for a new neon sign. Had to pay for all of this stuff because I did not do my due diligence when it came to making sure that my stuff was trademarked. So I recommend to you guys that you at least, I'm going to say at least, I did it, and it wasn't sufficient enough. I went to the USPTO, which I think I'll drop the website below. That website is basically a search engine of all of the trademarks that are either dead or alive in the US. So again, I don't know how I missed it. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what to look for. I don't know what search to look, but your first stop is definitely making sure that you check out that website. Okay, so if you don't have enough money for a lawyer quite yet, I would come up with something like super generic. But as soon as you start making money, as soon as you start making revenue, go hit up a trademark lawyer so you do not find yourself in a predicament that I found myself in. And again, I thought I was super diligent about it. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought we was on a roll, but that was not the case. So especially if you have not invested a whole lot of money already, now is a good time to make sure that you have that in your radar, that you're doing the due diligence of looking those things up, that you are reaching out to a trademark lawyer, and you are doing your part as a business owner. Because besides, like again, I always say this, if you watch any of my videos, besides making money and doing what you love, is also the business side of stuff, which a lot of small businesses sometimes overlook, and not necessarily intentional, but because we have limited resources, we're not able to hit everything that we need to hit. And especially being minority, especially being women, those resources are cut even more. But it's up to us to make sure that our business is at the best that it can be, and making sure the legal things are taken care of, making sure that the regulations, that your state regulation stuff is taken care of, making sure customer service is taken care of. All of those things are super important, and one is not more important than the other. They are all important, and they are important on running a smooth business. So if you don't learn anything else from this video, I just want you to take away to make sure that the back end of stuff is taken care of, because it will come back, especially if you're gaining traffic. And I thought, I was a small little business, like I'm not on nobody's radar, but you will be surprised how many people come in contact with your brand, who those people are, and what it can affect down the line. I do not want this to scare you guys in any way and prevent you from starting your business or continue to work on your business. I am just here to give you things that I learned along the way, because I am learning. I don't know if it feels this way or translate through the screen, but I am a new business owner. I have experience in the corporate arena, so that's why sometimes I am well versed on certain topics. but I'm a new business owner. A lot of stuff I don't know, and a lot of stuff I am going through, and I just want to share it with you guys so you don't have to make that mistake. Or even if, again, like I said, if you can't do the trademark right now, at least get your mind thinking that this is something that you have to do in the future. I would recommend it as soon as possible, but I know it's expensive. So it might not be the first or second thing, but make sure it's the third or fourth thing that you take care of, because it's important. It's important. So hopefully you guys learned something from this experience that I had to go through. Hopefully you don't have to go through the same thing. Again, as always, leave comments down below. Ask any questions. I try to answer as many questions as possible. So leave those questions below. If you have not already, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you again.